So, hello my friends and welcome back to the channel. This is Planet Critzel and I'm Robert. No, it's Planet Critzel Studios. I just fell into my old intro for a second. And yeah. Today's video is going to be a little recap of the grand final of the Eurovision Song Contest 2023, which was held in Liverpool, United Kingdom, and how it panned out. As you can see, Huggy is holding the heart of the winner, because the Eurovision Song Contest, as we all saw, was won by Sweden again this year, sending Loreen again this year. Yeah, and I want to talk about that, because I want to talk about my thoughts and feelings about all this whole shebang. And I'm trying to have a little consistency to it, but don't push me if I don't, because this is just all coming from my head. I have no script, I'm not prepared, I'm not using the mic, I'm just having this phone propped up on my desk. That's why you see this in the background instead of the other things. This is the same or similar background to what I did when I pulled another heart out of my head after Romania didn't qualify. Also, there is this dissonance between looking at the screen and looking at the camera. If this annoys you, I'm sorry. Not that I don't want you to watch further, but I'm just sorry, okay? I'm trying to concentrate onto the camera, which is right there. So, the show itself, before we go to the voting and everything, the show itself. I really enjoyed the show itself. For the most part, because I wasn't alone. I was watching with my cousins and one of my cousins' girlfriend. So we were 4 people, 3 girls, 1 guy, and we were all watching Eurovision. We simply threw my grandma out because she was giving up her living room for that evening. That was very nice, and she didn't disturb us once, which I really loved. She didn't come in when we were watching the performances, because we had to put up the volume a little bit so that we could hear. Because I don't know what it is. I think my grandmother's television set is programmed very oddly when it comes to sound. I just couldn't fix it on the evening. So don't ask me what that was about. Some people say it might have been like because it's live and it's broadcasted, maybe that's the issue, but I don't think it was. And yeah, we were sitting there, we were having a lemonade cake, which I helped my mother making. I actually wanted to do it myself. I was just like, in case I need help, could you please be there? And I, by the way, I'm wearing my 2022 zip hoodie for this occasion. And yeah, we ate cake, we had the hearts, because I made all these hearts for Eurovision to watch. I just asked them not to be too harsh to them, because I want to use them in future videos, like next year and the years following. But what I did, I made some of the little LGBTQ hearts that I have put up here. I made one for each of them so that they can take it home and that they can have a memory for the evening. So that was that. Then we started watching Eurovision, and the intro was a new live interpretation of Stefania, the song that won last year. And there was even a segment where you could see Kate sitting on a piano playing, like the Princess of Wales. Is that her title right now? But you know who I'm talking about, Kate, the wife of William, you know? And I was in that moment, is that Kate? Is she sitting on that piano? It was a short segment, but it was awesome to see. Because, of course, the contest was in the UK, so she would be seen, like. And this live version of Stefania to enter into the final, that was great musical accomplishment. So I really liked it. And I am already on the book page that I want to buy the Eurovision Song Contest from this year on DVD. Like, I try to collect them. I try to collect all the Eurovisions that I've seen from 2010 till now. And the only ones that are still missing are 2012 till 2016. So not that many. And to not make this number increase, I just buy the DVDs from now on. The thing is, I wait for them to be a bit cheaper. Like, I don't buy them when they come out straight away, because they're very expensive then. I can remember last year how expensive that was, and then it got cheaper, and then I said, okay, now I buy it, because now it is a reasonable price. So, and yeah, then the performances started, and I don't have the running order right now. This is the sheet that I used during the semi-finals, first and second semi-final. I wrote on the back the ultimate ranks for each song, so... But I know that Austria started and that the UK ended the show. And we enjoyed the performances thoroughly. I especially enjoyed like Austria, for example, and there was a lot of commotion going on during the Norwegian song because my cousins really love Queen of Kings because it's a great song, and that was the part of the show that was like the least problematic. This sounds like I'm going to say something controversial. I promise I'm not, and yeah, we enjoyed the performances. That's everything we can say. The only performances where we were a little bit was, of course, Croatia, because that wasn't a song that was weird. And I wasn't the only person who knew about the thing that happened in the Polish pre-selection. And one of my cousins said, yeah, we don't like her because the other guy who should have won, his song was better. Like, she even listened to his song. I haven't heard it till now. But maybe I should give it a listen, because a lot of people say it's definitely better than Solo from Blanca. And, yeah. So, the show, with the songs, everything was fine, everything was great, we enjoyed everything. Then the voting lines opened. And, of course, I voted for the 10 countries that I have previously pulled out of my head. So, my head, like my hat. I don't know why I keep mispronouncing hat. No, not that's this hat, it was another hat that I pulled out the hearts from. Because I had, I think, up to 15 or 16 favorites this year, if this is even enough. Like, when I see what got through to the final, I'm just counting. There are eight favorites from the first semi-final. That's it already. And then there are 2 more from the second, which is 10. And then there were 4 songs in the green pool in the final already set. Maybe I shouldn't speak. Already set in the final, which comes up to 14. And then, of course, there were like 3 or 4 songs that were initially in the yellow pool, but progressed to the green pool, like some, for example, Cyprus or Australia. I have never understood why I placed Australia in the yellow pool in the first place. This was a grave mistake. There was an error. But yeah, so you see, I had a lot of favorites, and I couldn't vote for all of them. And with 10 countries, I could vote for each country twice. So that was that. But I also took my grandma's landline phone and voted another 6 votes for other countries that I wanted to vote for. For example, I voted for the UK, because this was not one of the countries that I pulled out of my song. I pulled it out of my head. What I didn't pull out of my head was Switzerland, yeah. I voted for Switzerland, that's what I did. And I think for France, but I'm not sure anymore. So, that was the voting part. Like, I was very excited for the voting part, because, like, I wanted my favorite countries to get points, okay? That's the thing. I wanted to get the points to the countries that I liked. Yeah, and... yeah, the rest of the show itself is always great. Like, there's generally nothing I really dislike about Eurovision, so... unless there's a very boring interval act. And this wasn't given this year. Like, the interval acts were all nice to look at, and, like, they had former Eurovision people who sang several songs in their own style also. And it is something you want to rewatch. I mean, I know... it is probably on the YouTube channel right now from Eurovision. And please excuse me if I'm a little bit blabbering away. It's just hard for me to grasp right now, because the main point of this video is actually talking about how people have voted and how all the countries ended up on the ranking. But I also want to take into account that I really enjoyed the show. And that I enjoyed the performances, and I was very hyped for everything, because for me, until the voting started, it was not clear who would win this year's Eurovision. That's what I can say. That's all I can say right now. I really want to rewatch it again, the performances, because some performances were so good that ultimately I think they deserved a higher ranking, but I come to that in a second. So anyways, and then we started getting the jury votes from all the other countries, from the countries that have participated in Eurovision this year altogether, which were 37, which is an okay number. Like, we've had more in the past. I also would like to talk about what I think about the decline of the countries in Eurovision by numbers when it comes to quantity, but I'm going to do this in another video, which is going to come out in the coming weeks, because I really don't want to drop the Eurovision topic entirely just because it's over right now, because I've seen that a lot of people are interested in Eurovision videos, even though this YouTube channel is also supposed to aim at my audience that is like reading my ebooks. And this is totally going to happen. This is a random content YouTube channel. Means I put every kind of content on there that I want. It is not just one thing, it is all these things. I mean, they are going to be sorted in their respective playlists and stuff, and they're going to be marked as German or English, but this is a random content channel, so you can find a lot of things on this channel you might never consider. So, back to the topic. So, the voting. I think it was after the first 11 jury votes that I was thinking, okay, shapes up like Sweden is going to win this year. Again! Because since I've started watching Eurovision, which was in 2010, which was a good year because that was the year that my country won with Satellite. I think you maybe remember it because it was a great part of Eurovision history. And I'm not just saying this because I'm German, but I think this is a very good contest to start on Eurovision. I have a friend who started watching Eurovision in 2015. And when you go back, you might understand why this was not a good idea to start Eurovision from Germany, because that year we received literally no points and we became 27th. And this is the only time there is going to be a 27th place, because that was the year Australia was invited for the first time and was set for the final straight away. That's the reason we are 27 in Twitter instead of 26 countries that year. And we made the impossible rank, and this is going to taint us forever, at least in my opinion. Because, as you know, Germany is not very good in Eurovision in the past, 10 years. Yeah, past 10 years is very good. Since 2013, we are very low. The only contest where we were better was 2018, when we finished 4th. But that was just like a short ray of sunshine in the thunderstorm. So, and it shaped up more and more that the most juries gave their 12 points to Sweden because, Loreen, I don't know. The thing is, some people argue, did they give this points to Sweden or to Loreen or to the song? We don't know. Like there might be people who thought, oh my god, it's Loreen, so we have to give her 12 points. No, you don't have to if you don't like the song. I mean, the thing is, the song, Tattoo, is a song that you can hardly dislike because it is such a great song and it had such an epic performance. I think this is one of the reasons it won. The thing is, it's not the only epic performance of the evening. That's one thing to be said. Also, there's a lot of commotion going on Twitter, because a lot of people think that the juries ruined the win of Finland. Which might be true. Like, without the juries, of course, Finland would have won because there were more points from the televotes. And I would have been fine with that because Cha 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 is one of those Eurovision phenomenons that you can't really explain. But everyone in the audience was Cha Cha Cha, or they were just yelling the name of the singer, Kärja. I hope I pronounced that right. This is the first time attempting to it. And he's such a sweet guy. I don't know. I have seen on TikTok a lot of videos about him and the front singer from the Slovenian band. And this was just bromance all over. Like, this is the most beautiful bromance I've ever seen in Eurovision. That was so cute. They are so cute together. Like, I could watch this the whole day. Or what I really like about Eurovision is the behind the scenes, to see how these different acts from different countries interact with each other. Like, this is one of the things that Eurovision is essentially about, to have these relations between different countries. Like, the people who go to Eurovision, They are not bigoted or homophobe or transphobe or anything. Those are open-minded people. And these open-minded people meet other open-minded people from other countries. And then there are these international relations. I mean, I wouldn't put it past some of those singers to make a song together in the distant future, or not so distant future. I don't know. Maybe there's going to be a song with Carrier and Joker out that is going to be released someday, because they have such a good relation. I don't know. I would like to see it. Or sometimes it's funny when Eurovision singers sing the songs of their opponent or their opponents, like when France sings a song from Spain or something. This happened a few years ago, or it was the other way around, where Barai from Spain and Amir from France. There was a video where they were singing together. I can only remember it very faintly because, that was in 2016, so it's a few years. So, and this is one of the most essential things about the Eurovision Song Contest. This is important, and this is what I like about it. So, back to the votes. I know I'm digressing hard, but the overall topic of this video is Eurovision, so let me. Yeah, some of the things that neither me nor my cousins could grasp was why there were so many points not going to certain countries. For example, I can remember there were very few people from the very few points from the juries going to Norway, for example. Norway, Queen of Kings, a song that, according to my cousin, is so viral on TikTok. And I told her that this, of course, can help a song, but that doesn't make it a guaranteed winner. Like, a good example, the song Snap by Rosalind, that was there last year to represent Armenia. It only became like 20th in the grand final last year in Turin. But afterwards, it still became so big. So position actually does not mean anything necessarily. So even if you end up in the last place, your career can still skyrocket. I mean, of course, yeah, most of the times it's more like the career that Sam Ryder had. He became second, and that really pushed his career. Also, he performed in the grand final. I really loved that. After last year's Eurovision, he made an album. I bought the album, and there are so many great songs on it. There are 4 or 5 that I distinctly remember. This sounds bad, but it's actually not. All the songs are really good, but there are 4 or 5 songs that stand out for me personally so much. One of those songs is simply called Okay, and this is such a powerful song that has a certain sadness to it, but a powerful sadness. I hope I can describe this right. But this is why I'm always thrilled to hear his music, and I think he performed a new song that he has released that I haven't listened to otherwise yet, but it is always nice to include these people on the show, so I'm happy about that. So you see, the rank you score in Eurovision does not necessarily mean that your career will be bigger or will be terminated at any point. So, and that's why I told her, even though this song is viral, that does not mean that this song is going to score a lot of points from the juries, because the juries are, sometimes I don't understand what the juries are, and I think this is the general problem people have with the juries, because the juries always seem to tilt the picture of what the public actually likes. And this year the public really, really liked Cha Cha Cha. And this year the juries really liked Tattoo. So, and who won? That's the question. I want to point out I'm not at all evil-spirited or mean-spirited about the win of Sweden. I am fine with Sweden winning, because it was a song from my green pool. Okay, where is it? There. Tattoo has, from the first moment on, been in the green pool with 5 points. So, of course, this was a contender for a big number of points. And it happened. This is what happened. It got a lot of points. The thing that a lot of people from the Eurovision audience, like me and other people like my cousins, the thing that bothers us is that the most of these points actually came from the juries. And the juries are a certain amount of people a certain amount of people, opposed to the audience, who is another very greater large amount of people. And this is the issue that a lot of Eurovision viewers, this is the problem. This is the problem that they have. I just had to retract because I started the sentence in the middle of a sentence. I just forgot how I wanted to end the sentence. So this is what they take like offense at, that this smaller group of people, which are the juries, has so much power, or as much power as this considerably larger amount of people. This is the problem. I don't think I have to explain this to anybody who watches this video, because I think most people who watch this video are Eurovision fans. I bet you are a Eurovision fan. And either you are happy or upset about Loreen winning the Eurovision Song Contest. Again, like, the thing is, a good thing is, she's not a mean-spirited person or anything. Like, she is so nice, and I think she's also very humble, because I don't think she was really expecting to win a second time. Like, she was sitting there when one of the hosts were when they were talking to her. She was just like, she was in her, like, mind palace, I almost saying. She was meditating, she said at one point, because she just couldn't believe it. She couldn't grasp it for that moment. She was sitting there, and she just couldn't get the world for a second. At least that's what it looked like. And I can totally understand, when you sit there and you receive points after points after points, your brain stops working. This is how I would feel. And this is what happened to Loreen, and I think it was very genuine. And she is a very genuine person. Because what she does, she makes her music, and it gets rewarded. That's how I see it. And I have to say, even though a lot of my favorites did not win, apart from Sweden, they were, in the most part, ranked very well. The thing is, the countries I want to talk about were not particularly ranked very well. I mean, of course, I've got the sheet here because I wrote it down. Some of my favorites, of course, Finland, second, Israel, third. Then Norway became fifth, which is still great because she's in the top 5. This virus song is in the top 5. This should tell you something. Australia on the 9th rank. Czechia, 10th. Cyprus, 12th. So the first 12, they are very well stacked with green pool songs. Italy also. Belgium was in a yellow pool, but still. Australia, actually, yellow pool, but still. Estonia was one of the songs I really didn't expect to go this far, together with Lithuania, because they were 8th and 11th ranked respectively. But the thing is, the performances actually got me. You know why? Because when you see this live on stage, this has a different feeling to it than just listen to the studio version. And both Estonia and Lithuania really deserve their place in the final and the ranks that they got. One of them is in the top 10 and the other one is in like the top 15. And this is great. Those are the countries that like can be very happy about their position in Eurovision this year. And I am happy for them because they made enough points to be like in the top 10. I'm especially proud for the top 10. Cyprus, I think they could also have been have gotten a little more points because, like, have you seen his performance? Like the way he sung, and it was live, okay? And when someone nails a live performance like this should be rewarded with a lot of points. So I actually would have expected to see Cyprus in the top 10. It's now in 12th place, which is still a very good rank. The thing is, when it gets to the second side of the scoreboard, like from 14 to 26, this is where it gets nasty. And now I'm going to get nasty. Because how the fuck is it possible that a song which is an amalgamation of what the fuck is this, like Croatia, gets enough points to be ranked 13th in Eurovision, when there are other songs that are considerably better, and they get placed behind that? This is one of the things that I take offense at this year, because Croatia's song, that was just like, they sat on a piece of paper and said, here, this is the song, this is how I feel about Croatia's song. And I really want to be polite to all the people who are in Eurovision, because even though I don't like their songs, maybe a lot of other people do. This is the same like with give me something, like Albania. I'm not really fond of the Albania song. This was nothing for me. They made it to the final. They were placed 22nd. Make out of that whatever you will, but still, like, I'm still trying to be polite, and rather than saying this song is shit, people shouldn't have written it, I try to say it is not for me. I'm not captivated by this song. I'm indifferent about it because I don't want to be mean-spirited towards the people at Eurovision or the songwriters or anyone else or the people from the country. Like, there are people from these countries that could feel upset because I don't like their song. I don't want to be mean about the country because to most of these countries I've never been because I'm not a big traveler, even though I'd like to be, but I don't have the money to travel the whole world, let alone Europe. I mean, I have been to Austria before because I've got family down there. And I have been to the UK twice. So that's that. I should add more countries to these lists. So, yeah. Maybe I should take my time and visit the Netherlands. That didn't qualify this year, so I'm sorry. I mean, I still like to listen to the song, but what happened live wasn't enough. So that's that. And now I want to talk about the second half, and we are going down. Like, this was first half. This is 5th place. I'm fine with that, because it's still a good position. The only thing I expect is that my favorites get good positions, because I want people to recognize how great these songs are. That's it. So, I was reading to you, or you've read it on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, or the official Eurovision website, the ranking. So from 1 to 13, we've got Sweden, Finland, Israel, Italy, Norway, Ukraine, Belgium, Estonia, Australia, Czechia, Lithuania, Cyprus, and Croatia. This is 1 to 13. And by the way, me and my cousins were very relieved that Ukraine scored points, but not so many that they would win again, because them winning again would not fix the issue of where to host the contest. So I think this year people were just like, okay, we want to give points to them, but just enough so that they don't get bad rankings. So I mean, I wasn't particularly a fan of the Ukrainian song, but it still ended up on the 6th place. So a lot of people must have, like, even as one or two of my cousins said they actually liked the song. It was a nice performance, so I give them that. I'm fair. I'm trying to be fair. So on the 14th is Armenia, the Ariana Grande double, which my cousins said, okay, I can see it. This looks like she is very heavily inspired by Ariana Grande. So, and on 15th, and this is something that really upset me, Austria. Who the hell is Edgar? Who the fuck did not vote for it to be higher than 15th? Like, who the fuck is Edgar? No, who the hell is Edgar? I just named it wrong. I recently saw a video where Taya and Selena had a draft and where they actually sung Who the Fuck is Edgar? No, but Who the Hell is Edgar is a better song than that thing that Croatia sent. And this is really what hurts me. Like, during the jury votes, Croatia received very little points. There was a time where we had points and Croatia didn't. And it was just like, yeah, that figures. And then there was a time where it was like, better than us, and it was just like, how can this be that we have less points than this? And now it is 13th and we are 26th. Can someone explain this to me? I don't understand this, and I don't understand how such a great song like Who the Hell is Edgar can be 15th when this is on 13th. Like, they should switch positions. I'm really upset that one of my favorite songs was slandered this year. This is what I feel about it, because a lot of people say what could have killed it is that they had to perform first with their song. Maybe because the staging was easy to arrange. I don't know. I don't know how this works with how they, in what order they put the songs. I think it has got to do with staging. And also there is this draw where they pull out first or second half for the final. So, but some people are convinced that performing as first country could have been the reason why they did not receive as many points. The thing is, if someone really likes the song, they are going to remember it. This is what I think. So 16th, France, also a country, a song that I really like this year, and I'm going to listen to it after Eurovision still. I'm keeping, I keep listening. Then on 17th, Spain. I think this is a little improvement because usually Spain tends to be down there with us. So I think this is actually an improvement. I don't know. It was not one of my favorite songs, but the singer is a very nice person. So on 18th, Moldova, which also was, I think, one of my green pool. Yeah. So sorry for it. Like, I even voted for it. So, and also I would like to point out, even though it was my green pool, I did not vote for Sweden. Okay, and it still won, so I'm not at fault. That sounded wrong. What do you think, Hage? Oh yeah, right, he's holding the heart, he likes Sweden. I hope you're not thinking of getting a tattoo under your blue fur. Ha! So, on 19th, which is interesting, Poland. And I can hear a lot of Polish people say, see, this is why we didn't want Blanka at Eurovision. Because the other artist, I unfortunately don't know his name, the artist that the Polish people would have preferred over Blanka, he would have made a better position. I think this is what Polish people say now. On 20th is Switzerland. Unjustified, like, it deserved more points. 21st, Slovenia. They also deserved so much more. Like, they should have been like where Croatia is. Everything should be like, move up a little. So 22nd, Albania, as I mentioned prior. 23rd, Portugal. Their song was not bad. And she had this note that she really nailed in every performance that I've seen. So this is very sad. Serbia is on 24th. Like, maybe it was too strange for the audience. I don't know. I enjoyed it. 25th. It is very mean to not give points to the host. Have I ever pointed that out? Like, they did such a great contest and then they didn't receive any points for that. Maybe they didn't like the performance of May Muller. By the way, I think I mispronounced her name in previous videos. The thing is, I never encountered that name before, so I mispronounced it. Shoot me. Yeah. I think this is also unjustified. I mean, after some writer, the UK thought, okay, we're back on the map right now. No, not this year. Like, I like the song too. Like, I would also like to write a song like May did about why they did her wrong. So, I think I should be involved in Eurovision. I would like to do some things. But unfortunately, I'm not. I'm a writer. A book writer, not a songwriter. If I was a songwriter, then maybe I could try to write a song, but I don't know if that would go well. Because I'm not a songwriter. Yeah. So I think this is very mean. Like, of course, there are always people who like or dislike the songs in Eurovision. Not everybody loves or hates a specific song. I mean, very rarely. Like, there usually is no general consent if the song is good or bad. Every song always has fans somewhere. Even if it's in the own country. But I think it is very mean that the UK wasn't placed a little bit higher. Especially compared to last year. Yeah, and yeah. We finished last. Again! And the thing is, I'm not even upset about it. Because it shows something very important, I think. Like, what we did this year with our song and with a band that we sent to Eurovision, we initially didn't do anything different from other countries. Like, we don't do anything different. In my opinion, we don't do anything different. Like, a lot of people say that our songs are not up to par quality-wise with other songs. But I tend to disagree in some cases. Because sometimes our songs, of course, are not as good as other songs. But sometimes our songs are very solid. Like, this year was a very solid year. And still, and whatever we do, even though other countries have done it before, think of other countries that like to do rock or metal music. There were some in the few years past, and they even had considerably good positions on the map, on the ranking, and we don't. Which lets me come to two conclusions, or to the conclusion that there are only two ways. Either one, Europe hates the guts of us, okay? Europe actually doesn't want us in the contest and always puts us last until we say, okay, we drop out. We don't get any points because people generally like, even if I like the song, I don't want to vote for that country, which is actually against the spirit of Eurovision if you think about it. Or another thing that I also can see is that, in the same vein as I have been to some of the songs this year, Europe is just indifferent about us. Like, we are just their filler. And when it comes to voting, the filler falls behind. Yeah, this is my theory on why it is the way it is. Like, it's not like I say we have to win. I don't even care about winning at this point. I mean, I'd like to see the UK win Eurovision, legitimately. But with Germany, it's just... And I think this is a problem. This is a problem that a lot of German audience members of Eurovision have. And what they portray when they comment on social media. Because there are so many people who, like, talk about Eurovision on social media. Maybe if they comment on the posts from the official Eurovision channels or from the EBU on Twitter. They always complain. I mean, it's not just Germans that complain of that matter, but when I see, like, the pre-selection process, when it is a German pre-selection, they complain about everything. They complain about the singers, they complain about the songs, they complain about the host. I mean, I complain about the host because I can't stand Barbara Schöneberger anymore. And, yeah, when a song is chosen, they complain about that the song is not good or that the singer is not good. And when the song does get chosen internally, then they complain that there is not enough transparency and that they don't get a chance to vote themselves. And when they get the chance to vote, they always say, what do we have to vote out of? It's just a bucket of shit and we just have to stick our hand in and grab the soldiers that is the least dirty. So, and this is a major problem when you are a Eurovision fan in Germany, because the Germans complain all the time. Like, they are not satisfied with anything regarding Eurovision. So maybe this shows. Maybe Europe sees that and thinks, yeah, if you're coming with that attitude, why are you surprised about the points that you're getting? Like, there are countries who say, oh, fuck it, we just go to Eurovision and have fun. I mean, they are usually also ranked somewhere on the second half of the scoreboard, but they don't care, and they re-attend every year, unless there's a problem with money or, don't know. Yeah. That's the thing. That's the weird thing about it. Like, I often don't really care about Germany or its song because I can't vote for it anyway. It's nice to have a good song. It's nice to be ranked in a good rank in the top 10. Like this is the thing. Germany always seems like it wants to win, or it doesn't want to enter at all if it doesn't win. So this is the wrong attitude, and this is what I'm trying to tell people who watch Eurovision, that some people have to change the attitude, because they actually forgot what Eurovision is about, so that even Luke Evans had to reiterate it through somewhere in the middle of a second semi-final, where they had this bit where he was talking about the value of Eurovision, and some people apparently have forgotten about what Eurovision is about, because in the first place Eurovision is about music, and it shouldn't matter what country it comes from. It should be just voted for if you like it, and this is how Eurovision should work. And I wonder how Eurovision would look if everyone would just vote the songs they like, no matter which country they come from. Like in the past, and I hope this is not controversial for you, there were even songs from Russia that I liked because they were good. I can still distinctly remember how Russia became second in 2015, which is one of my favorite contests, by the way, because A Million Voices was such a revelation of a song. Beautiful, just beautiful. Yeah. And now there's the war, and people don't tend to talk about Russia and Eurovision anymore, because they're also not allowed to attend anymore, so... Yeah. overall conclusion to this whole thing that I was just going on about for the last 40 minutes almost. I always enjoy Eurovision. I tend to always enjoy Eurovision because it's colorful, it is fun, and it is 1 week within the entire year where I can look away from my sometimes not very pleasant life. Because sometimes life is tough, and Eurovision is one of these things where I can be completely immersed in, where I can immerse myself in, and this is what I love doing. And this is why I'm going to make more Eurovision videos in the months and years to come, because this is really a topic I love talking about, and I really like to give my opinion about things in the most unspirited, unmean-spirited way possible. And I really like to say things in complicated ways, I know. The thing is, I wanted to enjoy Eurovision, and I did enjoy Eurovision. I even did enjoy the voting, because it is this kind of thrill that I don't really get most of the time. And I enjoy it, even though Germany does not get many points. But like I said, at this point, it's not really about winning, because Eurovision is not about winning. What I really enjoy about Eurovision is every year I get a full album full of new, fresh songs, and some of them are good, some of them are not to my liking, and I can listen to them through the whole year. And after all these contests since 2010, there are so many songs that I have on my PC, on my phone, that I still listen to from previous contests, that have made my life a better place. This is what Eurovision is about for me. Eurovision makes my life a better place. It is something for me to be enjoyed. And I will continue to enjoy Eurovision, even though my country apparently sucks at Eurovision. And this is due to their attitude towards Eurovision. And I don't think I will change this. I mean, I can try, but I don't think I can walk in there and say, let me do something about Eurovision. They just say, yes, we've been waiting for you. Because this is not going to happen. Yeah. But it was a great final. It was a great contest this year. I was very happy to see it happen in the UK, even though they didn't initially win Eurovision. And I'm happy that Eurovision was the way it was this year. It was a very strong year. We had very strong songs this year. So it wasn't always easy to let go of favorites in the semi-finals, or to see them not ranked as good as, in my opinion, they should be. Like, who the hell is Edgar deserved so much more. And I hope the girls will continue. Yeah. This is my little, not very in order put opinion about Eurovision this year. Like, this recap is a little mess. I talked about what I wanted to talk about. I'm finished now. I'm almost at 35 minutes. At 45 minutes. I should lay down. No, because now that Eurovision is over, I go back to writing a lot and rewriting a lot and reading a lot. That's why I am apparently a little bit distracted in my head. Yeah. But I'm looking forward for Eurovision next year. I'm keeping a lookout for any country that might be on the participation list in the next few months. And hope that next year we're also going to have at least 38, 39 countries in Eurovision, maybe 40 again. And yeah, as long as there are good songs in Eurovision, I'm going to watch it. So, I'm done now. If you have liked this video, which I will hope, because it wasn't very messy, then please consider giving it a like. If you liked my other Eurovision videos and like the overall idea of the channel that I'm doing here, then consider subscribing to it so that you get notified every time I publish a new video. Sometimes it's in German because my writing is in German, as I have mentioned in literally every video before. Because I don't want people to go look up my writing and then find, okay, I can't read it, it's not in my language. Translations are in the works, by the way. Yeah, and I would love to see people engaging. Like, write in the comments what you think about this year's Eurovision. I'm eager to respond. So, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel like. And you're going to see me the next time when I do a video. And maybe Huggy will be there too. So, goodbye.